Hello everyone, I am Nayeon Kim from Pure Turing Club, and this year I am going to teach and do lessons regarding AP Spanish. And basically, this lecture will be an introduction to AP Spanish and how the lectures will be as going forward for PTC especially. So first of all, I want to talk about how Collegeboard divided the units for the exam for AP Spanish. And basically, those are Unit 1, Families in Different Societies, Unit 2, The Influence of Language and Culture on Identity, Unit 3, Influences of Beauty and Arts, Unit 4, How Science and Technology Affect Our Lives, Unit 5, Factors that Impact the Quality of Life, and then Unit 6, Environmental, Political, and Societal Changes. Basically, these topics, like these units, as you can tell, they are very vague. They do not focus on certain techniques or the grammar. They're just about vague topics. So basically what that means is that they're just testing how you use the language, so the language of Spanish in these categories and how you absorb the Spanish culture through the textbook you have or even lessons that I will upload in Pure Turing Club. So yeah, the only thing that you have to think is that language APs, which are really different from other APs, for example, AP Calculus or other subject APs, are they're not really precisely divided in each unit in the techniques or like precise methods and that they require. It's just more of a vague they just give you a topic, and this topic might come out on the MCQs, FRQs. You just need to know about it. You don't need to memorize anything. And it's just about how you use the language, how you comprehend it, and how you're able to transmit your messages to the reader, AP reader. So basically, we will go through all these units. So maybe we can go through some articles, but the one thing is that you don't need to know everything from, for example, Unit 2, the influence of language and cultural identity. You just need to know vaguely. And you need to use the language of Spanish and portray the message you want to grammatically correct, like correct in the grammatic sense and also in the meaning. So yeah, that's the big picture. And talking about the tests in general, so like we can see that there is divisions, and as most APs, AP Spanish is also divided into MCQs and FRQs. And for MCQs, we have two portions. Section 1A, which is 30 questions for 40 minutes and is 23% of the score. Here you will just find print texts. So you have like authentic primary source articles or any advertisement announcements, and you will just be asked to comprehend it and select the correct answer. So basically, let's say they have a poster about an announcement of a rock band that's gonna perform on Thursday, and then they ask you when will they perform, and you just have to select Thursday. Yeah, but it's gonna be all in Spanish, but we're gonna practice that. And then next we have the section 2 for MCQs, and these are 35 questions for 55 minutes, and it's 27% of the score. And here we will have both everything we had in the first section plus audios. So they will be testing your listening skills as well. And one thing that many people say about AP Spanish is that AP Spanish they say it's the most hard from the languages because of the audios. It is really hard because it's really fast and you really have to catch on the certain points that they ask on the questions. So we will practice that as well. So basically they are testing interpretive communication and then how you just comprehend the text in general and how you connect it with the audio, because you will not have every information you need from just the text. You will need to combine the text and the audio in order to answer the question, which is why it's trickier and which is why they also give you much more time. Now, the most challenging part of every APs are FRQs because you do not have a choice. Basically, it's just you and you're used to you just freestyling, like you just talk about your ideas, right? So we also have two parts for FRQs. Actually, no, we have section 2A. So the first section is 1 hour and 10 minutes. and it's 25% of your score, and there are 2 questions, and those 2 questions are both writing questions. The first one will be to read and reply an email, which is only 15 minutes, so you have to understand how to divide your time and be efficient with your time. And then the other time, the remaining time, you have 55 minutes to write a presentational writing, so it's like an argumentative or persuasive essay, which will be easy if you know the language and if you know how to write a persuasive essay. So that's that. For the persuasive essay, one thing to know is that there will be 3 sources that are given to you. So there will be a written source that could be an article or anything, but it will be primary source. And then you will have a graph or a table, and then you will have a audio. And then you will need to use all these 3 sources to prove your point, which could be challenging, but we will also learn about that in the lessons going on. There's section B. So there's section 2B for the free response, and this is spoken, which in other APs you will not have except for foreign languages. So basically what it is that you will have 18 minutes and it is 25% of your score, and there will be 2 questions. One will be interpersonal speaking, so you will participate in a communication, in a conversation with another person from a radio, and you will just record your answers. And one thing to notice is that you will not have time to like brainstorm or anything. It will just be spontaneous, just what you have in mind and what you want. But there will be a prompt. They will ask you to follow some directions. For example, for this question, you will have to say to respond in a negative way, for this question, you will be available, but you could also schedule another time. It's like a really daily mundane conversation. So basically it's something like one person like from the radio will be like, I want to go to the library, are you up to that? And just exchanging daily conversation type of style. And then for the other presentational speaking is a cultural comparison. So for this one, the reason why it's trickier is because you will have to compare a Spanish speaking country with any other country you want. It could be your own country. For example, if it's me, it will be Korea. And you will have to talk about how these 2 countries differ in a topic that they will give. And one example could be like, what are some summer activities that are popular? Then you will be saying, for example, these are the activities popular in Korea. These are the activities popular in Spanish-speaking countries. These are the similarities. These are the differences. Yeah, that's basically it. You will talk for about 2 minutes. You will given a time of 2 minutes, and then you will also be given a 4-minute time to prepare your answer, brainstorm. So basically for this one, I would say that organizing your ideas is the most important thing, because as long as you have organized written order of what you want to say about the similarity differences, and the talking is the rest. So we will also practice that in our future lessons. And now let's talk about since we went over all the logistics or like big picture of how the exam will be, let's go over the lectures on PTC. So PTC is Peer Tutoring Club, and you will find these lectures on the website. And basically how they will be divided are like, I will be dividing them in topics, not necessarily as units, because as I talked about, the one unit does not necessarily need to be finished like as a whole. Like it just varies. You just need to know these topics in general. So what I want to focus more is reading and comprehension, so MCQs. Because you don't really necessarily need to know all the things that they explain in the units in order to answer. You just need to understand that. You just need to understand what the article is saying. So I will divide lectures like this, like the following. So basically reading and comprehension for MCQs, so reading articles and analyzing them. And then for the writing portion, I will be dividing those with the first one, understanding the structure of an email reply so that you can also answer. So we can also go over how to answer a email and how to efficiently read the email and brainstorm ideas for your answer. And then also we will go over the second part, which is the understanding the structure of a persuasive text or essay, so that you will be facilitated in writing one. Now, more to go because we also have oral presentation as you've seen in the exam division. So I also divided these into because I thought it would be overwhelming to do both. The first one will be learning about the culture in order to be able to compare, because there will be a part of culture comparison. And then the next one will be the practicing and learning daily vocabulary and sentence structures in order to do a conversation, yeah, with the radio guy. Next one will be grammar, just simple grammar that will be helpful in your writing. And then crucial new and rich vocabulary every lecture, because at the end of the day, the vocabulary will be what you need in order to not be redundant and in order to be writing well. Yeah. Now, the big picture. So what is important about this is that since it is a standardized test, you need to know what the people from the College Board are asking. So I think that it is really important to go over past responses, past questions, analyze them, how they have been asking questions, and how people that got a 4 or above answer the question, and how they did to receive those scores in order to portray them and reflect them in your own skills and get you closer to a 4 or a 5 in this course. Now, since I cannot do everything from how I divided for the lectures of PTC in one lecture, because that will be long and really boring, I will be covering lessons as the following. I will be dividing them, and one day I'll be doing MCQ, article analysis practice. The other day will be oral presentation, culture comparison practice, and then we'll have separate writings, so the writing email reply and writing persuasive essay, and then grammar and new vocabulary in another lesson, and then comparing and analyzing past responses in another one. Yeah, that will be how the lectures will be divided, basically. So this was the intro to how the lectures will be this year for this specific lesson course. So I hope everyone will be able to gain something from all the lectures that will come. So I will see you guys on the next lecture that will be fundamentally about the basics and MCQs. MCQs will be the first lecture of the year. So bye.